What is up? This is Hoff, and this right now, right here, the Freshman 15 live. I am just figuring out what camera to use. If you are watching us, if you are listening, there we go. If you are listening on the podcast feed, then you can't see any of this. So it doesn't really matter, but my face is right in the middle, just for your entertainment. So, tonight, gotta bring my little list up. We are going to talk college ball. We're going to get our lineups ready for week 3 coming up this week. Coming up tomorrow, actually. This is Wednesday the 10th. Rosters, super subs, if you're on Fantrax, are due tomorrow at, I'm looking up the exact time right now, 7:30 Eastern. So if you're in a lineup league that has auto subs, they aren't exactly automatic. You have to set them. And you have to do that by 7:30 tomorrow night on the 11th. If you're not in a lineup league, congratulations. You are playing best ball or an eliminator or something like that. And yeah, sure, you're having a blast. I have a mix of lineups, a mix of eliminators, college only eliminators, and C2Cs, best balls, lineups, all kinds of fun stuff. There's a lot of different ways to enjoy it. Yeah, and I'm kind of leaning lately toward lineups. There's something about setting a lineup, and even with more options available in the college game, I don't know. It's just something cool about like watching your guys on Saturdays, late Saturday night. Might have to stay up for some Mountain West after dark, stay up for a Hawaii game, a UNLV game, something like that. It's kind of fun. I like it. And then sleep in as long as there's not a London game on Sunday. And yeah, pretty cool. Sorry, I didn't pull up my list. I just went off on the first tangent of tonight, but we'll go for about an hour. It is 9:03 in the PM tonight. I have a few things. Would like to hear your start-sit questions for your college lineups this weekend. In the meantime, we are going to do what we did last week and set some of my lineups. So, there we go. And we got my lineup up now. This is not the one I want to set. I'm going to set my C2 Shining Sea is the league. Again, every time I read that league name, like, man, that's great for a C2C league. So good. Also, if you are watching, I see we have some people watching on X and people watching on YouTube. We're also on Twitch. At Dynasty Rewind 19 is our name on there. So give us a follow on Twitch. I will work. We just got that set up like just before the show. So I will work on getting those links popping up in the chat so you can easily follow us. But the main hub is going to be our YouTube, where all of our videos are, and our podcasts are almost on any podcast feed you could think of. I also do the Freshman 15 podcast on Sunday night, Monday, somewhere around there. Just depends on when it gets uploaded during the season. So that is all waiver pickups, waiver suggestions, guys to target in waivers. That is on our Patreon feed. So if you go to dynastyrewind.com and join us as with a membership, you will have access to our Patreon feed. I do the the Freshman 15 podcast. Mike and Nate do the Rewind After Dark podcast, and they also talk about college football as well. So if you like what we do, check us out there. I will appreciate it. And we also have a Discord as well that is open to our Patreon subscribers. And yeah, I will type the Twitch name. Thanks, Joss. Let me type it out for you. Dynasty. Oops, I missed a D. It is Dynasty Rewind 19. The number 19. There we go. Great. All right. So let's set my lineup first because Daddy's got to eat, right? I am not that qualified to answer NFL questions, although I am a Bears fan. Um, I think I saw a stat. This is the only NFL I will talk tonight. I promise. I saw a stat that Jared Goff had, was it 3 coordinators that were not Ben Johnson, McVay, and I forget who the third one was, but he hasn't won a game outside of those 3 guys, and he doesn't have one of those 3 guys now. So I don't know. If Caleb Williams could stop overthrowing his targets, that would be great as a Bears fan. Okay, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's set a lineup. This week 3, got some more buys coming into play. Oh boy, Jada Mayava against Purdue is a lock for me. Is that true? Just kidding. John Mateer against Temple. I think I'm going to start him over Carson Beck against South Florida. So those are my 2 quarterbacks this week. Control Bull against Auburn. Not super wild about that one. Who else do we have? Fegan against Western Michigan. I think I'm going there instead of Bullock. Sutton Smith against Troy. I'm okay with that. Kevin Coleman against Louisiana. Yes, please. More of that. Jacoby Lane. I want that Mayava stack. Yes, please. Jeremiah Smith against Ohio. We saw what he did against Grambling last week. Justin Jolie against Wake Forest. Who are my tight end? I have Seydou Traore, Blake Bosma. Ooh, I might. What was Traore's targets last week? He only had 2 targets against Arizona State. He was hurt, though. Am I wrong about that? I thought he was hurt. I thought I remembered seeing like he was questionable or probable or something. I think I'm going to start Traore this week over Jolie. And that gives me a Saturday, so I don't have any Thursdays. Okay. Mike Washington against Ole Miss. Yes, please. Again. Jacoby Williams against Oregon State. He didn't do a whole lot last week against Kent in the blowout. But Kent, shoot, I should have stayed here. But they did, here we go, pull up the box score from that game. Yeah, Hill had 16 rushes for 127. Cameron Dickey got 2 touchdowns, and Will Hammond got another one on the ground. But Williams did get the second most rushes. He got 9. Oh, that Hill is really going to mess me up. I might. What are my options? He's in a flex, so I could. Ooh, Jeremy Bernard against Wisconsin looks tasty. Josh Meredith, Malachi. I might. I think I'm going to do Tony against South Florida instead of Jacoby Williams. Nope. Instead of Mike Washington. Yes. Now instead of Jacoby Williams, let's do. I think I want to start Jeremy Bernard. Just he's hot right now. Spicy. You weren't expecting that when you started watching. You don't need to expect anymore. I'm not going to do that again. I'm sorry. All right, let's set my DFF lineup. I didn't have a lot of issues with that one, or at least Dilemmas, I should say. All right, this week we have Duke against Tulane. Duke got hammered by Illinois, but Mensa still had a decent game. He still had 21 points. It's not terrible, it's not fantastic, but Veltkamp against Florida International. I'm going to keep riding his hot hand. He had 5 touchdowns last week. I'm going to keep Fagan in because we just put him in the other league. Sutton Smith, yes. Penn State's playing Villanova, so Nick Singleton, yes. Let's see. Okay, so my quarterbacks, or I guess, yeah, Mensa and Veltkamp. We'll stick with them. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know. I'm talking college ball. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't help you with that. Apparently the Chiefs just got Jerry Jeudy. Okay. Let's see. Maurice Turner. Brinson. Romello Brinson against Missouri State. After what SMU did last week against Baylor, that was just a shootout. Like, defense is optional. I think I don't know where to put. I don't know if he's a better start than anyone. Surely he is. He might be a better start than Fagan. Because Fagan's not going to get you much in the passing game. He's not going to get you anything in the passing game. Let's put him in for Fagan. I changed my mind. Smith and Tate, I'm okay starting both of them, at least given last week's game plan for Ohio State. So that's nice. Let's see. I think I'm okay with everything else. Washington's on a bye. Kansas is on a bye. Sam Houston, I think that Hunter Watson's going to be gone this time next week, so keep an eye on that. All right. I think I have one more. Yeah, let's set my Tadpole Bowl, which is P4 teams only. So the player pool is much more condensed. Right after I get some water. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. All right. So we have Jackson Arnold against Southern Alabama. I like that. Mayava again at Purdue. Yes. Jamari Taylor. I just got him off of waivers this week in this league. I had to replace someone we're going to talk about in a little bit. West Virginia running back Jaheim White, who is out for the season, unfortunately. Bryson Washington against Sam Houston State. Yes, please. I've been waiting for that. Draylon Miller gave me some problems last week. He didn't do a thing. He had 1 reception. Sorry. Yes. 1 reception for 1 yard. Ugh. No, thank you. All right. So Draylon Miller, I'm looking to bench. Jordan Dwyer is back this week. TCU is not on a bye. I'm going to put Jordan Dwyer in for him against Abilene Christian. Omega Blake against Mississippi. What were his stats last week? 7 targets, 5 receptions, 64 and a touchdown. Okay. I'm okay with that. And against Ole Miss, that might be tough against Ole Miss. He might be a candidate to be swapped out. But Waymon Jordan, Justice Haynes in the flexes, I'm okay with. Kenyon Sadiq at Northwestern. That might be another bloodbath. Dane Key, I'm good with. Let's see if there's an option for this Omega Blake. These are running backs, so I can't move them or move him down to a flex. So we have Jeff Caldwell against Northwest State. Is that the name of the school? It just says NW State. I assume that's what it is. I've never heard of that. Yeah, I think it's got to be Caldwell, even though He did get 6 targets. He had a good game against Bowling Green. 6 targets, 5 receptions, 109, and a touchdown. Much better than the Nebraska game. Like when you drafted Jeff Caldwell, that's what you were hoping for. So we'll put Jeff Caldwell in there. I'm not going to start Maccabee against USC. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So those are the 3 lineups. They're kind of easy. The buys make it a little easier. I really want to see what this school is now. I'm sorry. Northwest State? Is that a real program? Northwestern State. Okay. Well, okay, Google. Talk to me about Northwestern State. Okay. In Natchitoches? I hope I said that right. In Louisiana? Okay. Cool. Cool. Learning something every day. There you go. If you didn't know where Northwestern State was, it is in Louisiana. So this can be an educational episode. That'll be the goal, to teach you one thing every episode. Teach myself one thing too. Yes, so Jaheim White. Let's go down here and look at these players. If you had Jaheim White, it's a sad state for your running back room. Well, at least for who you probably took him early, unless you already had him from previous seasons. But let's look at last week's. Let's look at both actually. So they played Robert Morris and Ohio. They lost to Ohio, beat Robert Morris week 1. Robert Morris, Jaheim White had 18 rushes. The quarterback, Nico Marchio, had 13. Coming in with 6 rushes. It was Bowers he got a touchdown as well. Then coming in with 5, was Ash with 5 rushes for 23 yards. Not great. Not great there. In the Ohio game, White had 6 rushes. He went out early. Marchio with 11 again. So that's something to keep in mind. Marchio is going to run some. He's not going to give you a lot of yardage, but he is going to run. And honestly, Ohio's defense is underrated. It's a MAC school, but they're one of the better MAC schools. And their defense actually played really well against Virginia. I watched most of this game, and I was very impressed with Ohio. Let's see. Bowers only had 1 rush in this game. Ash had 4. Oh my God, this is a mess. I don't know if I want anything to do with this. I do think there's something here, and it might be. Who's West Virginia playing next? They are playing Pitt. I don't think I want anything to do with their running back room this week. Honestly, looking at their schedule, I don't know if I want anything to do with their running back room at all. That's a tough schedule. Yeah, that's a tough Big 12 schedule. Yikes. Especially because these guys haven't gotten that many rushes, that many attempts with White there. And they definitely haven't done that much with those rushes. So, Sincere Bowers, Clay Ash, it's probably going to be one of those two. It might be a committee, honestly. Also, that's a sweet name to spell Sincere. Cyncir. I like that. Good job, Mom and Dad. So I don't know if I want anything to do with that running back room. So, that being said, let's look at the running back waiver situation. Let's look at folks that are. Let's do. Nope, not projected. Year to date. Here we go. Let's look. Jamari Taylor's still out there in 49% of leagues. He's rostered in 51%. He had He got picked up in 49% of leagues in waivers already this week. Like, if there's waivers running in your league tomorrow, get a claim in for Jamari Taylor if you need running back help. Yes, please do that. He's got 27 attempts already through 2 games, 182 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's also got 5 receptions. Not a lot of yardage there, but hey, if you're playing PPR, that's 5 extra points. So, yeah, that's nice. Rayshawn Luke, okay, I'm not super high on him, but that's neither here nor there. I just saw Kawan Lacey is probable for this weekend. Oh, he's at 74%. Sorry, I'm looking at lower percentage guys. I like Devin Mockabee. I don't like him this week, even though I guess that is a favorable matchup for him. But and they have at Notre Dame. That's skewed. They can't be 109th. They won't be 109th going into that Purdue game. Who else? Let's see. 42% Lincoln Pear. Is it Pear? Pare? Harry? I don't know. Oh, I should have looked that up. I'm sorry, Lincoln. I'm sorry. I don't like it when people's names are mispronounced because my name gets mispronounced all the time. And it's really annoying. Because whatever, not getting into it. Rashad Dubinion still out there in 45% of leagues. So we'll look right around the 50% and lower. Jeremiah Cobb wouldn't be a bad pickup while Alston is injured. Let's see. Sawchuck, no. Seth McGowan is still 15% of leagues. That's a nice one. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Seth McGowan. There's Jaheim White. Womp, womp, I don't want any part of Dean Connors. All right. Elijah Davis. That's not Bill, is it? No, Bill Davis, is it? Somewhere. Right? Am I just making up Bill Davis out of nowhere? I thought his name was Bill. It's got to be somewhere. Now I'm totally lost. This is why the internet exists, right? No, it's not there. Huh. Okay. Well, Elijah Davis is in 14% of leagues. Sorry. He had 19 rushes last week against, they're playing McNeese, and they have Missouri this week. Yikes. But after that, not bad. At Eastern Michigan and Marshall. So that's fun. That might be worth a punt. All right. Ooh. No, I'm not going near that. Javon Ducker. Not bad. Nice floor there. 19 rushes, 10 rushes. He's going to get the ball a lot. He added the touchdown last week, and their schedule isn't terrible. I wouldn't play him against Tennessee, against Oklahoma this week. But otherwise, it's not too bad. Ducker might not be bad if you're looking for a little deeper option. Yeah, I think that's all. Noah Whittington's still 25%. Okay, what are we doing, folks? I didn't realize he was that low. He is right now like the guy. And I know Nate and I on our Saturday evening stream last week talked about the Oregon running back room a little bit. But he's the one that's producing right now in the system. I feel like 25% is super low. I don't know. I'm not saying he should be 100%, but 25 is crazy. And I'm sorry, who do they have? They have Northwestern this week. So who knows what the rushing share is going to be this week. Mekhi Frazier is still 12%. Get him. I don't care what your running back room looks like. He's the dude in East Lansing. Get him. um, okay. That's enough running back options for you. I think I just gave out all of my waiver claims. um, let's look at some wide receivers. Wide receiver number one, Bo Sparks, is still 63% of leagues. Now, also he's been, I don't know what is beyond hyper efficient, uber efficient. No, I don't know. I don't know what that top superlative is. Perfectly efficient. He has 12 receptions and 5 touchdowns. Yes. I think, does he literally have all of their? No, he doesn't have all of their touchdowns, but he has a lot. But I love that Texas State schedule. If you listened to the Monday waiver podcast, week 3 waiver podcast, Bo Sparks was one of my pickups along with his quarterback, Brad Jackson. I just like that Texas State schedule, especially like the fantasy playoff schedule. That's nice. So, and if you seriously, if Bo Sparks is still around, like he's still available in one of my leagues. Crazy. Okay. Romello Brinson, I picked him up in a couple places. I like him. I think he's that top. Hank Beatty as well is Illinois' top option. Skylar Bell. I'm just going down the list. These are all criminally under-owned players, under-rostered players. Wow. Chase Hendricks is still at 41% from Ohio. Talked about them briefly. Okay. Yeah, Deion Burks is 99. No chance. Chris Brazel is at 24%. Wild. Lewis Bond is at 36%. We'll talk about them being Boston College in a minute when we get to tight ends. Hint, hint. Emmanuel Henderson. I don't like the 3 buys, but that's what you get with a week 0 player. Didn't do much against Missouri, but his first 2 games were great. Sorry, he had a really good game against Wagner. But he's getting targets 4, 7, and 6. That's what you want. You want the opportunity. Parker Livingston, I can't buy into that, but if you can, great. Especially when Mosley comes back, I think that cuts Livingston out. Maybe if it doesn't cut him out, it hurts him. So, okay. Yeah, these wide receiver percentages are nutty, man. Harrison Wallace is 26%. He is Austin Simmons' number one guy at Ole Miss. 8 and 7 are his target numbers from the first 2 games. Like 26%. Some wild stuff. All right, let's go to tight ends because this is where the fun is. Oh, even Benjamin Brahmer's 45%. Like, who's the highest owned? Is Sadiq the highest owned? Yeah, Sadiq, Eli Stowers, Jack Andrews, Max Clare. Okay. Brett Norfleet, he was available in some of my leagues. Wow, that's crazy. Jeremiah Franklin is a good one to look at. He has gotten 6 targets and 12 targets already in his first 2 games, which is, again, crazy. Michael Trigg just got a 48% bump this week. Goodness. Dan Villari, if you don't have if Dan Villari is available, I would put him as my first option. Franklin, my second option. No. Yeah, Valari, Norfleet, Franklin, if they're available. That's how I would rank the guys that we've talked about. I did talk about Jyron Johnson on the Monday pod as a super deep pickup. Like if you're in a deep league, might not be a bad look. But you also have a little bit of time on him. Because I don't think people are going to be rushing to pick him up. Yeah, those are my tight end money makers. I'm going with that. DeQuan Wright what's wrong with DeQuan Wright? He's probable to face Arkansas on Saturday per the SEC official injury report. I like that. We need more injury reports. It's the second week. He was probable last week as well. And he only had 2 targets against Kentucky. Ugh. I think Luke Haas is coming back soon too, if I remember correctly. So am I worried about DeQuan Wright? Maybe? Question mark. Listen to next Monday's pod and we'll see. I don't know if I should be worried about him or not. That's kind of a yeah, I don't know. I can't decide about that. All right, let's do the most fun quarterbacks. Anthony Calandria, you don't have to worry about any more splitting time, and Alex Orgy's out for the season. So Calandria, yes. Let's look at their schedule. I know I have them in a couple places. They're on a bye. They play Miami of Ohio. They're on another bye. Play Wyoming, Air Force, Boise, bye. There's their 3 byes. Bang, bang, bang. But that playoff schedule, man, Utah State, Hawaii, Nevada, that's tasty. I like Calandria there. Who else? Dylan Lonergan. I feel like he's playing his way into my thoughts. He's playing really well. And I don't know if any of us expected that. In all honesty, I don't think anyone expected that. Same with Bo Pribula. Still 46% of leagues. Like, go get him. He's scoring mad points. I'm not buying into the Taylor Green hype because that SEC schedule is coming and it's coming fast. Yeah, I'm not completely buying into that Taylor Green. If I have Taylor Green on a roster, do I? Let's see. We're going to all find out together. I do not. Wait. Oh, I have him in eliminators. Okay, I'm not worried about that. But if I have him on a roster, a normal league roster, I probably would see if I could get anything for him, honestly. You could probably, well, if we're talking C2C, I don't think he has much, if any, Devi value. So we're probably talking somewhere from the 4 to 8 range. I think 4 might be a little high, but it doesn't hurt to start there. You'll probably end up somewhere in the 5, 6. But I mean, shoot, ask for it. Ask for a 4th or a 3rd. Be bold. You can probably, because I mean, so far he's the quarterback 2 on the season so far, so you can sell that. Practice your sales pitch. That's not a bad way to set yourself up for success. And I'm sure you could probably get, now if we're talking DFF leagues, that might be a little harder. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not buying into it. I can't get there. Brad Jackson's 32%. What are we doing? Oh my gosh, folks. If you're in a C2C league, get Brad Jackson on your team. If you're in a CFF Dynasty, get Brad Jackson on your team. Why? I mean, goodness. The offense is made for him, basically. I mean, it wasn't made for him, but he fits it so well. He's going to get you some rushing yards. and some rushing touchdowns. He got 2 rushing touchdowns last week against UTSA. He's thrown 1 pick through 2 games out of 41 out of 46 passes. So pretty good. Not, I mean, obviously he went 0, but that Texas State schedule, man, especially this year. Get him. Get Brad Jackson. If you have to trade for him, I probably wouldn't go super high. Again, I just don't know about the Debbie value for him. I don't have a read on that yet. But oh man, get Brad Jackson. That's if you learned a second thing tonight. Northwestern State, number 1. Brad Jackson, number 2. See if we can get a third thing in here somewhere. Go old school. What was it? 3 things. What was 3 things on? I don't know. What was 3 things? It was on a radio show that I used to listen to. I don't know. All right, if you know what it is, drop me a line so I can remember what 3 things is from. It might be something on the local radio station here. That's what it's from. It's from like the noon show here. Bishop Davenport, 11% of leagues. Oh, guys, I can't roster all of these people, so you guys need to do it for me. Oh, man. Bishop Davenport, please. Again, that favorable schedule. Super favorable schedule. Favorable offense. Oh, my gosh. Malik Washington, he should be rostered in every C2C league you're in, whether it's by you or someone else. If he is available, I'm sorry that you play in a league with schmucks. I can say that, right? I'm not going to get banned for that. I don't, okay. I'm not going to do it. JKS. He's in 20. Here's another person. Chiron Kiave Sagapulatele should be rostered in every C2C league you're in. I would even say in a CFF Dynasty, just to, if you have, I don't know if you have the taxi squad, maybe. Yes, please. Another one. Any of these promising freshmen. Chandler Morris is at 24%, but he hasn't really dropped off from his North Texas stint last year. He's looked pretty good. You'd like to see a few more touchdowns, especially against NC State when he throws the ball 43 times and only gets 1 touchdown. That hurts a little bit. But ACC schedule, it gets rough between weeks 8 and 11. But again, there's a playoff bye in 13. That sucks. But you got at Duke in week 12, Virginia Tech at home in week 14. Nice. William and Mary this week. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, I think I'm done with quarterbacks. So we've covered all the position waivers. We've set lineups. If you have any start sits, drop them in here and we will go over them. Let me find here we go. If you have a start sit, drop it. And I'm going to see, let me check the Twitters real quick and see if anyone sent me any start sits. I don't see any right now. Checking Discord. This is great radio, by the way. So to all of our audio only listeners, you're the real ones this week. Campus sitting, starting, who knows? I'm gonna crowdsource this a little bit. I got one, and maybe we'll help. Maybe this person will end up seeing it, but I just need some outside start sits because I can't just make it up off the top of my head because I don't know what any rosters look like. Jackson Arnold, Garrett Nussmeier, or Lenoris Sellers. So let's pull up our handy dandy notebook. All right, we got Arnold, Jackson Arnold. Here he is. You got South Alabama this week, which is it'll probably be a high scoring game. Will he? This is his stats are Jackson Arnold's stats are absolutely nuts. In his first game against Baylor, he ran for 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then he threw for another 108. In the second game against Ball State, he threw for 251 and 3 touchdowns and ran for 5. Like, here's all my ground stuff. Here's all my air stuff. Like, if it all came together, are we trusting Cam Coleman? Ooh, that's tough. I'm certainly not getting rid of him if I have him anywhere. Oh, I don't know if I'm starting him if I have him anywhere. He might just be a hold. I mean, he did get 7 for 77. He was the most targeted receiver. He's getting targets, but also you probably took him early. Oh, I didn't put the question up there. There we go. You probably took him early and you expect some QB wide receiver 1 production out of that. And that has not been there. Look at Cam Coleman real quick. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Yeah, against Baylor. Well, this is the game that Arnold ran all over the place. 4 for 1, 4 targets, 1 reception, 23 yards. Ugh, I don't like that. But against Ball State, 8 targets, 7 receptions, 77 yards. Still missing the touchdowns, but you got to think that those are coming at some point. It's just so hard to figure out, oh, is this going to be a Jackson Arnold running game or a Jackson Arnold passing game? Because if it's the passing game, then he's probably going to be the most targeted guy. But if it's a running game, like, no one in that wide receiver room is seeing the ball. Singleton, Coleman, Thompson, anyone. So yeah, that's kind of tricky. That's a good question. Thank you for that, Nate. Thanks, Nate. Okay, so we got Jackson Arnold, Nussmeier, or Lenoris Sellers. I don't think I'm starting Sellers against Vandy. Yeah, I don't think I think Vandy. I think Vandy's sneaky to win that. Honestly, that sounds crazy saying it out loud, but that's Javi is playing some good ball. Vandy's playing some good ball. Honestly, South Carolina's. I'm not convinced. I love Sellers, but he hasn't looked super great so far this year. And then who was the last one? Nuss. Nuss against Florida. Oh boy. I'm probably going to start Jackson Arnold against South Alabama out of those 3. All right. Oh, another one. Oh, Nate. Am I playing you? Hold on. Am I playing you? I can't answer this if I'm playing you. That would be cheating. Am I? No, I'm not playing you. Okay, great. Whoops. Sorry. Minimized my. There we go. Okay. We have. So the question is, I have Hunter and Barney for Nebraska. Can only start one. How do I choose? So let's look Let's see what we're doing here. Let's bring up some boxes. I'm just taking you through my start sit process. It's cool. I don't mind. I want to empower people to do this on their own. I love answering questions, but I want to help as many people like be able to do this in a pinch. If it's Saturday at 11:50 and you're like, "Oh, big noon kickoff's coming. Who do I start?" Then you can do it. All right. So, Hunter had 10 targets. He had 6. I was going to say the right answer is Key. Well, this is this is against Cincinnati. This is week 1. Was it or week 0? It was week 1. Or no. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was week 1. Got it. Barney had 6 targets. Okay. So in a actual competitive game, Hunter is Emmett Johnson got 10 targets too. So wide receiver wise, Hunter had 10 targets. He was the most targeted receiver. And against Akron, a non-competitive game. Here we go. Barney had 9 targets. Key had 7. Hunter had 5. So it was flipped. Cool. I should have looked at this game first. I would probably lean to Barney. Sorry. I would probably lean to Hunter in that case. Just because it was a competitive game. He saw more targets. It was 4 more targets as well, which is promising. He got the touchdown as a touchdown. Dane Key got the other passing touchdown from Rayola. Yeah, I would probably go Hunter for. I'm sorry, who do they even play this week? Unknown? That's not good enough, Fantrax. Who does Nebraska legit play this week? Why don't they have it on here? HCU? Was that Holy Cross? Oh, Houston Christian. Oh, boy. Well, if you can only start one, that's unfortunate because you might want to start both. But yeah, I would. Now that I know it's a not ideal matchup. Shoot. I'm going. I'll go. I'll stick with Hunter. I'll do it. Honestly, it'll probably be back and forth all season, and it's going to be hard to read unless one guy has like 3 or 4 weeks of solid number 1 targets, and then that'll make the decision easy. But right now, not so much. But yeah, that's good. I like that. Thank you for the question, Nate. Again, thank you. Woo. All right. Let's see. Any other start sits? I think that's all I have. Let me check my list of things I wanted to talk about. We talked about lineups. Set your auto subs. Set your subs. Set them now. You're going to set it. Set auto subs by Thursday 9/11 at 7:30 p.m. There we go. Do it. There you go. Set auto subs. It's scrolling across the screen for our audio only folks. Thursday night. I will do my best to remind you of this every week. Once Maction starts on Tuesdays, I will do it on my Monday pod. So, if you aren't a member yet, look at that segue, like a professional, man. If you aren't a member yet, dynastyrewind.com. Join us. Get access to all of my Freshman 15 content. Get access to our Discord where I'm just hanging out. I'm just living it up in the college area in there, posting news, telling you how bad your teams or how good your teams are. It's not all bad. Yeah, and we have a fun time in there. Yeah, that is all I have. for this Wednesday evening. May the college football gods smile upon your teams this weekend, your favorite college team and your fantasy teams. And I will see you on Monday with my week 4 waiver show. I don't believe we have a live show planned for Saturday for this week. That might be, I'll have to get with Nate. But as of right now, no live show. If there is, follow us on Twitter at Dynasty Rewind. You can follow me on Twitter. I will also be posting about it if we have it at Hopspur on the Twitters. Yeah, so that's it. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, and good luck to you and your team.